What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, and I'm back at y'all with another one. So once again, former unified lightweight world champion and reigning WBO junior welterweight world champion, superstar star boxer, Teofimo Lopez is caught lying again. Teofimo Lopez is 22 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 13 wins by way of knockout. Once again, Teofimo Lopez is caught lying again. Teofimo Lopez is now stating that he's not signed with Top Rank. Legendary Hall of Fame promoter and CEO founder Bob Arum, Todd DeBuff, and that he just has to pay them a percentage of his purse. He says, all I have to do is pay a percentage of my purse. That's it. Well, you have to pay them a percentage of your purse because they own your rights. Right? This is Teofimo Lopez responding to Bob Arum, who recently made the statement when Bob Arum stated that Teofimo Lopez needs to learn how to be quiet and or fight. Listen what he says.
Who were offered by Turkey to be an ambassador for Riyadh season. I advise them to accept because they get paid and they have very little obligation, and it's good publicity for everybody. And how would we object when we have a promotional agreement with them? Every one of our fights virtually is sponsored by Riyadh season. So if we said they shouldn't do it, then we'd be hypocrites. Devin should learn how to keep his mouth shut.
So you heard Bob Arum, because His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, as you heard Bob Arum just say, is funding all their fights. They are the budget because ESPN has decided to get out the business of the sport of boxing. So guess what? Now they don't have a network, a major network that's backing them outside of the zone. So Turki Al-Sheikh is the bag behind them. And you heard what Bob Arum says. They are funding all of our fights. So Teofimo Lopez needs to learn how to keep his mouth closed. Where Teofimo Lopez recently called Turki Al-Sheikh, His Excellency, a dictator, right? D-I-C-K-tator. I reiterate that, right? And then he had to come out and publicly apologize to Turki Al-Sheikh because Turki Al-Sheikh wants him to fight the likes of Keyshawn Davis or Devin Haney. And Teo is talking about he was promised a showdown with Jerron Boots Ennis, who's not interested in a fight. That's not Turkey's problem. It's not a Turkey problem. Jerron Ennis is not interested. He's the unified WBA, IBF, Ring Magazine welterweight world champion. Undefeated, and he's looking to collect the belts at 147. You don't even fight at 147, right? Now, here's another contradiction from Teofimo Lopez once again. Devin Haney says he wants to fight at 147. Teofimo Lopez wanted to fight at 140. They come to a mutual agreement to have the fight at 145 pounds, right? A catch weight, 144.5, right? Teofimo Lopez goes on his spaces and then says that he's staying in shape and staying focused. He's at 151, 152 to either fight at 147 or to fight at 140. What? He wanted to fight with Jerron Boots Ennis in Saudi Arabia at 147. But when it came to Devin Haney, he says that he didn't trust it now on his spaces. He didn't trust the fight with Devin Haney because Devin Haney is Muslim and so is Turki Al-Sheikh. But then in the same breath, his team comes out and makes a statement and they say the reason Teofimo Lopez didn't accept the fight with Devin Haney is because Teofimo Lopez is dealing with issues physically and mentally, and he wants to, when he comes back and gets in the ring, he wants to be 100%. That's why he turned down the fight. They issued a public message. They issued a public message and stated that they are making a statement on his behalf, and that is physically and mentally not in the space to box. But he goes on his spaces and says the complete opposite. So you see, it's a circus. It's a clown show. That's what's taking place here. He's saying one thing, his team is saying something completely opposite. Bob Arum, who's his promoter, is saying something completely opposite of that. Right? And so, what is the truth? The truth is, now he's saying that he didn't trust it. He didn't feel it in his gut. In his gut, he felt like it was a bad move. And that, he says that he felt like it's the Devin Haney show with Turkey Al-Sheikh, and they was trying to set him up. Just nasty work, bro. It's nasty work. So let's see how this all unfolds and plays out, man. But Teofimo Lopez is now talking about fighting with Richardson Hitchens at Madison Square Garden in the big arena, where he personally told me he was on board with Turkey Al-Sheikh to fight Richardson Hitchens in Alcatraz. When I said push for the fight, I told him personally he should push for the fight to be at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, seeing as though they're both from Brooklyn. You can't make this stuff up. You can't. Now Turkey is the enemy when it comes to Devin Haney. And he says that, he also says, I've been practicing to learn how to cut the ring off. So I'm not worrying about Devin Haney moving around the ring. Man, it's bizarre. And that's all I got for y'all, man. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. It's your boy Blue signing off. I'm gone. Peace.